Hello, beautiful people. Today I'm going to be doing another Christmas tutorial. I'm going to be making some ornaments, candy ornaments, that I'm going to put on a wreath. So let's get started, and just so you know, everything you need will be in the description box with this tutorial. So let's go. I have this circular wire. I don't know what it's from, probably a craft I've done, but this is going to be what I put my garland on to make my wreath. I got 2 things of garland at Dollar Tree in the Christmas section. Pretty much everywhere. If you were to go to the Dollar Tree right now, everything's pretty much Christmas. So I'm going to wrap the garland around my wire. And then I'm going to spray paint it a nice soft color to go with our candy that we're going to be making today, the candy ornaments and all. So right now I'm just going to wrap this around. Very easy to do. I bought 2 of them. Hopefully that'll be enough to make this full. And I'm sure you don't want to see me doing this, but, you know, sit here and watch me. So I'm just wrapping it around. So I'm going to do that as many times as I can with the garland I have, and then I'm going to go outside and spray paint it and come right back. Here's what my wreath looks like right now with just the 1 thing of garland. I have a lot left. I think it's kind of sparse, so I'm going to continue to wrap the rest of this around and then do the other one. I'm pretty happy how this turned out with the 2 of the garland. Basically, so much cheaper than buying one of these at the store. So I used 2 things of garland and a wire circle that I had. But if you don't have a wreath and you want a green wreath, just go buy garland at the Dollar Tree and one of their wreath frames, and voila. So I'm going to take this outside, and I'm going to use Rust-Oleum light turquoise and possibly modern mint. Because maybe more modern mint, because this doesn't seem like I have enough. So I'm going to go paint this and leave it outside to dry, and then I'll come back and we'll get started on doing the ornaments. While my wreath is outside, it's painted, and I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to prepare other things. So these are going to be my sticks to my lollipops. So I'm going to see how long it is. 7.5 inches. No, almost 7 3/4. These are paper straws. And I'm going to cut it in half. Cut them in half. Hopefully they'll be about the same height. Okay, I'm going to cut them some more because I'm trying to get them about the same height. So here's my sticks for my lollipops that I'm going to paint. Now I have wooden skewers that are going to be for my rock candy, lollipop, and I think that's it. Now these are going to need to be painted, but I'm thinking I need to do the rock candy first because I don't know how long that's going to be. Okay, and then I have wooden beads. These are going to be my gumdrops. So these need to have glue on them and some glitter for them. And I took out the colors I liked. And then I have a couple wooden balls to be on the end of my skewer for my rock candy lollipops. So depending on how long it's going to be. And I have styrofoam balls, and that is going to be for my cotton candy. Because I'm not making giant ones, I'm making little ones. So I'd like to start painting or just getting ready. So I have 4 of the straws, and I'm going to paint those white. So I'm going to take a little bit of white paint, put it on here if I can get it out. Okay, and get my paintbrush and just going to paint them white. And then they have to dry, so that's going to be a bit. So I just want to paint my sticks white. You can always buy the candy sticks, but I'm really, especially at this time of the year, trying not to spend money, you know, because you buy all kinds of stuff for people and your family and your friends and everybody, and the mailman and the trash people. So, trash men, ladies, trash people, mail woman. So, I am trying to use anything and everything in my house. So, this is going to go with like a gingerbread theme. So, these are going to need to dry and need a second coat. So, I'm going to put these aside. And then I want to show you what I'm going to do with my wooden beads that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to take one of these skewers, and I'm going to put some glue around it because I want to hold my gumdrops on the stick while I put glue on them. So I have Aleene's Tacky Glue. This is very, very thick, so I like to mix it with some water unless I need a thick product. Now that the glue's dry, I'm going to put all my beads, see how they stop, onto my skewer. These are going to be my gumdrops. I pretty much have 2 of the colors that I want. 2 of every color. So I'm going to fit as many as I can on here. And I'm going to add a little bit more glue at the top, because I just don't want them to come off while I'm trying to put glitter and things on there. So I'm going to let that dry. Here's my Aleene's glue. I'm also going to need a decent amount to make my rock lollipops, my rock candy lollipop. So I have that there. And like I said, Aleene's Tacky Glue is pretty expensive, and it's also very, very thick. So I add a little bit of water, and then I mix the water and the glue together so that it's not so thick and my glue lasts longer. Love when things turn out. My gumdrops are rolling into my stuff. So, get rid of these. Oh, one fell. Jump ship, one jump ship. Uh-oh. Alright, so I'm mixing this up. I shouldn't have had anything else on this plate. But I'm mixing it up, and if you see it's too thin, just go back and add more. So, here is my gumdrops, and I have glue on the top and the bottom so that they stay on my skewer, which I like. They're not going to move. So, here they are. I have glue on them. Now, I'm going to move these items off of here. And this is going to be the paper plate I use for my glitter. You can use any kind of glitter you want. You kind of want it to look like sugar, but I have the fake snow that I'm using. So here are my gumdrops. Putting them right here. Taking some of my fake snow and drizzling it on. You don't have to put a lot on. You could do a lot or a little. It's entirely up to you. And just drizzling it on. You don't want all the color gone so that you could see that either on your tree or on your wreath like I'm doing. So I'm just going around the entire thing. Okay? So that's that. Now, for our, this little guy's got to go over here and dry. For our rock candy kind. So, I have my stick. I have glue here, but I'm going to need much more glue. So, more Aleene's glue. And I'm just going to mix this with whatever I have on the plate due to the fact that I'm going to keep layering the rocks on my rock candy. So, from Craft or Swear, I got tube confetti. And I'm going to use the white kind. Now, oh, I completely forgot to tell you. Jeez Louise. I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to add colors to it and paint it so that you can have colored rock candy. So what I did was I put some purple paint down and it was very, very dark and I didn't want it that dark. So I mixed it with some white. Now I'm getting these glitter tubes and I'm going to pour some in the paint because I want them to be colored so that my rock candy will have a color other than iridescent. So I am just mixing it in with the paint to get them all colored, and then I'm going to add some glitter in there also to give more dimension to my rock candy. But I want it all painted. So I'm going to do one that's purple, and I believe this is enough for one. So this is what it looks like. I have the glitter and the tubing, the confetti tubing, all right here. That's purple. Now I'm going to do a blue. I have this color blue. I think that this is too dark, so I'm going to add a little bit of pink to it. I mean, not pink, white to it. That's a lot right there. Didn't mean to do that. A little bit of white. And this is for my rock candy. Now you're going to want this to dry. It needs to dry before you put it on your rock candy, I'm thinking, but we shall see how much patience I have. If you've seen my channel before, we all know Gloria has zero patience. So I'm just mixing it up to make it a little lighter. Then I'm going to grab the confetti tubing. Oop. Now if you have too much, like apparently I'm going to have way too much, you can always put it in a Ziploc bag and use it for later, which I have way too much. And now I'm going to use some of the Fox Snow in there and mix that up. Yeah, there's a lot of it's not a very difficult task that we're doing. It's just that there's a lot of parts to it where things need to dry. That's why we're not even having fun doing anything yet, because we're just preparing it. So this is for our rock lollipops. So I'm thinking I'm only going to make 2. I might change my mind. That's the cool thing about doing art. It all depends on what you want. So I'm hoping this is enough to make 1 blue and 1 purple of the rock candies. This is what our gumdrops are looking like right now. I have other colors that I might do also. Here's our sticks that I painted more than once. My wreath is still outside. So, now, let's try and let me show you how to do the rock candy. So you take your skewer and you paint your stick. So all you're doing is painting the stick. Let me show you. Okay. Then you're going to take your fake rock candy and you're going to put it on here. You could roll it in there if you'd like, but I have lips on my, what is this? Paper plate. So it'd be hard to roll it. So I am just going to use my hands like I always do and put some of this on there. Now you're going to have to do this a couple times because it's got to dry and then you got to add another layer. I'm thinking 3 or 4 layers. So for right now, this is what the blue one looks, or the purple one looks like. Then I'm going to do the blue one. That's why I'm saying blue, because I'm thinking blue. I also might need more of the rocks. So here's the purple. So I'm going to leave that right there. And then I'm going to show you again with the blue one. Let me get this off my hands as best I can. So you want to take your skewer and your glue, and you want to put a generous amount on your skewer stick. Generous amount. Then you go over to, there you go. It is easier to roll it in there. So yeah, roll it in there, I'm thinking. And then you put this on there, and then you wait for it to dry. And when it dries, then you're going to add another layer and another layer, but that's going to be in a little bit. So this is the beginning of what it's looking like, and I'm going to put this aside to dry right here. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands and come back, and we're going to finish doing our purple and our blue. While everything is drying, now we're going to make cotton candy. You're going to need cotton balls, a styrofoam ball, and white paper to make the cones. So I'm going to fold this paper in half, just like this, in a triangle, and I'm going to fold it in half again. And then I'm going to cut the paper right up the middle, because you basically need a cone. That is all. And I think I might have too much paper here. I am not sure, but we will see. So I'm only going to make, I believe, like 2 cotton candies. So here's my paper. And I am going to wrap it in a cone shape, just like this, in a cone. And then I'm going to get my hot glue, glue this down, and put it on. So here's what my cone looks like right now. I'm going to cut off the back piece. So this is the part that my cotton candy is going to go on top of. So I'm going to do that again one more time. And wrap into a cone. You can have the bottom as pointy as you like. It doesn't have to be pointy. It can be pointy. The first one I made, not so much pointy. This one's not going to really be pointy either. So, wrap it into a cone. Cut off any excess paper. Make sure it's even at the top. Anything that's not secure, go in and secure it with hot glue. And now you have your cone. I have 2 cones. I have a styrofoam ball. And I have cotton balls. So, you can use a baseball, like a plastic wiffle ball. You can use anything you want. I'm just trying to make small ones for my wreath. So you basically want to kind of pull them apart a little, because that's going to give you your fluff. But when you first start gluing onto your ball, I'm going to stick a skewer down through it so that I can easily hold it up and work on it. So I have this, and here's my styrofoam ball on my skewer stick. And here's the other one. Okay? This is just for support. That's all. Now, you take your cotton balls, just like this, the way it is when you first get it. And I am going to start sticking them all around my styrofoam. It makes your glue gun a little linty when you're doing this, so I suggest you give it a nice wipe when it cools off. And of course, I'm going to spray paint it. It's best to spray paint. You don't want to use acrylic paint or anything like that due to the fact that it really won't help. So I'm trying to give myself a base on my styrofoam. And then I'm going to get to opening up more of the cotton and sticking it on. So here's what it looks like right now. Anything that looks like it's falling off, add some more glue. You want your whole ball covered with your cotton. You can make these as big as you'd like. Like I said, just doing it on a wreath, but you can hang them on your tree. You can have them next to a hot cocoa station at your house for your children or your grandchildren. Lot of fun. Okay, this is where it'll start looking like cotton candy. But right now, I just want to squish it up in a ball, and here it is. So, you're going to take your cotton balls, and you're going to try to fluff it out. Pull it apart. Just like so. Gently, gently, gently. It looks like a little cloud. Then you're going to get your hot glue, and you're going to put it anywhere you'd like. And you're going to keep doing this to build it up, puffing out your cotton. And putting it on your ball. So I'm going to keep building this up, and that's basically what you do. You just keep building it up, and then of course it's going to get fuller on the top, but I don't want to make it massive, even though it pretty much looks pretty massive right now to be going on a wreath. So I'm going to probably start tapering it down here, but I'm going to do all this and then come back and show you when I make it so it's tapered at the bottom. Okay, so it'd be best if you could make long strips out of your cotton balls. Not as easy as you would think, but now I'm going to be going down the bottom here with my cotton. Got a piece of glitter in there. So once you get it secure, you can keep manipulating it, keep pulling on the cotton balls. So here's what she looks like so far. Here's my cone. I'm going to put glue all around the area and open up my cotton candy. Try to shove that in there as best you can without messing up your paper. And I am going to keep manipulating this until I feel it looks great like cotton candy. I think it's coming together. Look, it's very loose, so I need to work on that. And then I'll be back and show you. Okay, the best way to do this is, if you can, right here I didn't get to do that with that, but I had one where it let me unravel my cotton ball. So here's the other one. So I'm just going to start placing this on, and then I'm just going to keep manipulating it like this. And then when it's done, I'm going to take it out and spray paint it, which the spray paint will help it stay adhered to my cone. So if you don't have a lot of glue on there and you're worried it's going to come apart, with your spray paint, that should hold it down. So I am just going to keep manipulating this. I could do this all day, and we don't have all day, but I'm going to work on my other one, and then I'm going to take them outside and spray paint them, and then we'll work on lollipops. And if our rock candy stuff is done, we'll work on that, and if not, we'll just do our lollipops that I have to do. So while everything's drying, we're going to be making this kind of lollipop and this kind. So you need foam paper. I cut it about a ½ inch thick. And what I did was, I take my paper. We're going to start with the one on this stick. And I basically glue these two together. Just a little bit of glue. My fingers are blue because of the paint I've had. Then I'm going to put some glue on the top. And then here you go. And now you're going to spiral these all the way down. Just like this. You want to separate them a little so that you'll see both colors. And as you're going down, I suggest you glue it so that it'll stay firm on your stick. Oh, I didn't give it enough time to dry. Try this again. some glue. I have these two hooked together, and I am going to lay them right there. And then go down my stick that, again, I have not waited long enough. And twirl it around your stick as long as you would like it. You can glue as you go, you can glue when you're done. It's entirely up to you, but you're just basically twisting your foam. It doesn't have to be very tight, all the way down till you run out of your foam. You're making a lollipop. There's colored lollipops that they have at the stores. And then you're going to take your glue and glue it on at the bottom. And then when that dries, I'm going to cut this and then go in and glue the other pieces. Jumping back over to our rock candy, I took my Aleene's tacky glue. This is why my hands are different colors. And I am putting the glue right on my stick. Now, I'm just going to take the glitter and mush it on. The glue will dry clear, and it's starting to look like rock candy, which is what you want it to look like. So here's one. And then I'm going to do the purple one. So it needs to dry, and we should be done soon. So I'm going to put some more in the middle because it needs to be a little thicker in the middle. There we go. So now it just has to dry. So my entire hand is now blue. Awesome sauce. So this is going to go over here in my cup here to dry. I'm going to wipe everything off. Now you can save this, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to put this in a Ziploc bag, separate Ziploc bags, so that I can use it on other projects if I'd like. So just a line of glue, and get your glitter and put it on to make rock candy. How cute is that? You can build it up as much as you'd like, leave it the way it is, entirely up to you, whatever your preference is. So now all these right now need to dry, and then I'm going to get a little bit of blue in the purple. Let these dry, wash my hands, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to work on the other lollipop that I had showed you. So this is coming right along and happening pretty fast. So I'm just going to leave these dry right here, and then I'll be back. Oh, and here's our gumdrops. So I basically, where the hole is on the top, I made sure to put some glue and then some glitter to make it look like sugar. For this lollipop, I have 3 different parts or different strips of the foam paper because I'd like my lollipop a little thicker. So you glue these together just like that, and then you start twirling it into, like turning it into a circle. That's all you're doing, is making it into a circle, just like this, all the way around till you come to the end. Then you add some glue to hold it down. Any parts that are sticking up, just cut them off. I'm going to add more glue to our lollipop. I'm trying to get a handle on it. Some more glue again. Cut off the excess. Make sure it's rounded. And I'd like to figure out which side you like better. Well, yeah, I'm going to put the side I like better on my wreath. On your tree, you know, you could do it anyway, but I like to stick my stick right where these come together on the bottom. So I'm going to put some glue on this, my stick, my straw, and here's my lollipop. So I have one purple and white and blue and white. Oops, this one fell. Like I said, never have enough time. Never give it enough time. And so now I believe we're going to be ready to start assembling our wreath, because we have our gumdrops, these kind of lollipops, these kind of lollipops. We have the rock lollipops that I have to paint the wood so that they're brown and then put the little balls on them. So we have a little bit more assembling to do, but not as much as we started with. So I'm going to go get some ribbon to jazz up my stuff, and I'm also going to be cutting my lollipop sticks. So I just put a little dent in it, and then I broke it off. This one I would like a little longer, so there we go. So I have two of these. I got my gumdrops here, and I have a lot of cleaning up to do before we start to assemble our wreath and get it together. And I have the cotton candy downstairs drying and my rock candy drying, and I'm going to be painting the bottom part and putting a little ball on. So I will be back. Here's the wreath all painted, both sides painted. I'm going to pick the better side. Here's what the cotton candy looks like, and I wrapped the ribbon around it. So now I'm going to set up my wreath. So I'm going to find the best part of my cotton candy and put that on the front. So I'm going to push that down. I'm probably going to use some floral wire also, but for right now I'd like to glue it down my cotton candy. So there's one right there. It's pretty big. And here's my pink one, and I'm going to put it maybe down this way. I'm thinking. We shall see. I can always change my mind. So you go with the side you like the best, and you put glue on it, and you put it down, and then glue it on there, and hold it down, and glue it the best you can with your hot glue. And if you'd like to use floral wire, that's awesome. Go right ahead. So here is my two cotton candies right here. Now, I have my little lollipop, and I put some ribbon and a bow on it. So I'm going to just put it on my wreath. I don't want the same colors together. I just want to make this a fun wreath for, oh, and I put the little ball on the bottom and I made it brown. And this is my rock candy right there. I think that is really cute. I have a bow on this one. I didn't put bows on everything. I just put them on a couple of the items just to give it a little more. I have obviously a lot of blue, so I'm going to stick this lollipop next to this lollipop just like that. And then I have purple, and I have just an orange bow on that. And I'm going to stick this right about here, just like that. And then I still have my rock candy. So I'm going to glue this down and put it right about here. And I want to do up here too. So there's my rock candy. So far, this is what it looks like all the way around. Now I'm going to add the gumdrops. I might have to make more, but I tried to make sure that the hole was covered. So I'm going to put a generous amount. Put that on there. I am so excited for this wreath. I think it's a cute idea. So here's my gumdrops I'm putting on, and no rhyme or reason, just trying to fill up my wreath and make it candy, fun for everyone. Gotta get away from all this blue over here, that's for sure. That's pink. So I'm probably going to be adding more gumdrops, possibly more of the lollipops. I just have to wait and see what it looks like when I'm done, if I want to add more. But I really think the gumdrops are cute, and just trying to pizzazz it up some and add different colors to my wreath. I like the color of this wreath. I used the spray paint that I had because that's my theme this year, using what I have apparently. So I think I might paint some more of the gumdrops to put on here. But I also have silver tassels. So I'm thinking that I'd like to add them on here also. So just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. You can put whatever you like on your wreath. That's one thing I like about wreaths. It's your discretion. It's whatever makes you love your wreath the most. And that's what I'm trying to do. Love my wreath the most. I might try and do a bow also. So just adding some of the, it's a ribbon from when you know, buy flowers or whatever, or you put it on a present. Just trying to add some more fun, whimsical items to my, I think it's really cute wreath. And I had a lot of fun making it today. I'm really hoping that you're enjoying this tutorial. But I showed you how to make different lollipops. And okay, here's the wreath. I put a lot of gumdrops on there. I fluffed up the cotton candy, so it's kind of like white and yellow and pink and yellow. I added a ribbon with some gumdrops, and I put like a lollipop thing in the middle here. And now I'm going to add some lights. So I have, these are blue lights. They are snowflakes. So I'm going to add these to my wreath to give it a little bit more pizzazz. So, not sure how much they will cover, but I'm trying to wrap it around. They're not going to cover much. Not sure if I have. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Since they're not going to cover much, I'm thinking that if I turn this over, right, and put them around the inside. Does that make sense? So, hopefully, let me put some glue on this and put it right here. And then I'm going to glue on the inside. I think this will help it go around. Instead of twisting it, this will give me more of the snowflakes on the front side. So let's see. I'm going to hot glue this right here. And then start to work my way around, putting some glue on the lights themselves. Not every one, just maybe every other one. But I'm trying to make it go completely around the wreath so that you can see it on the other side of the wreath also. You're going to have to let them sit for a couple minutes because you want the glue to adhere, and I have zero patience for that. But so I just want a little bit of light going around. I also have some white lights. I'm going to glue this on the back also. Put this back here also, just like that. And start gluing around like I did the other lights, so that you can see them on the front. So I just want to be able to add a little bit of color to my wreath. I'm pretty excited about this with the gumdrops and everything. And if you don't want to do a wreath, you could always just put the gumdrops and everything onto your tree as ornaments. Your kids would have a blast making them. I know I enjoyed making things when I was little, and I also enjoyed making ornaments with my children for the tree. So, just trying to get this done where I have the lights going around. And let's see what it looks like on the front. Let's turn these on and see what it looks like from the front. Okay, so you can wrap it around if you'd like. I just want it to be eye-catching, and I think it is. So if you don't like how your lights are, just glue them on a little better, and that's what I think I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come back and show you the finished product. Here is what the finished product looks like. I like the lights. I think they're very pretty. With all the not candy canes, but candy on here. How adorable is that? Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.